Hi Crystal Balls, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. For everybody else, thank you so much for being on this journey with me, especially my Patreons. Guys, take a few moments to look at the description box and see some ways that you can support me and support the fundraiser I have raising money for Rose the Devil Dog and other ways you can support me, including Patreon. So just check it out. It will take a couple moments out of your time as well as it will to subscribe and like. A lot of people are watching, but not a lot of people, about less than half of you are subscribing. Totally fine, totally get it. But if you can consensually smash that like button, that would be awesome. So today we are going to be doing a reading about Madeline McCann. I know I've done a few of these in the past, but this is the first time that we've ever had a suspect. So just to give you a little bit of background, Madeline McCann has been now missing for 15 years, which that is a kind of a mind blower when you come to kind of think about it. Um, there's not really any leads, and this is the first time that a suspect has ever been named in this case. Um, so I didn't really go through and read in details because I want an honest reading. I don't want unfortunately, I saw a couple of things while I was just trying to find like a picture of the guy to kind of read the guy and um, see if I could find his name. I believe his name is Christian B like boy. I don't think they have released his full name at this time. I don't know the whole story, but it looks like this guy has some pretty shady things going on in his life anyway, and um, he might be the scapegoat. I also read, not in any of the articles, but outside of the article, of somebody saying this person is in Germany, and I guess there's some sort of statute of limitations that is 15 years. And it's come up on the 15th year anniversary. And of course, you're finding something right now. While another article said that this person who's been identified was actually identified a year ago. And this is just the first that the public is knowing about it. So any of that can be true. None of that can be true. I honestly don't know. I didn't spend a lot of time researching it because, again, I don't want to have any sort of cloud of judgment when it comes to reading this particular person in this case. And I don't remember how many videos I've done, but um, I'll link those around here a couple of times. I don't necessarily think that Kate and Jerry McCain, her parents, Madeline's parents, who she was just a itty bitty child when this happened, when she disappeared, because right now they don't even know if she's dead or alive. Um, she was left alone in a hotel with her twin baby siblings, who I believe are like two at that point, maybe. And, parents were doing checks on them. They were not close as they said they were. They could not have seen where they were staying at from where their seats were at this table that they made a big deal about being at every night. Everything is fishy. Every single thing about this entire story is fishy, including the amount of money that has been raised and spent, um, billboards, how much attention that has happened on this case when there were plenty of other missing children that went missing around the same time in the same area and did not get the same type of attention. Mostly because this is the, missing white girl syndrome. And we all I'm guilty of covering this story, but I'd also like to cover the other stories and know more about them. But this just didn't seem kosher from the beginning. Um, I really feel that Kate and Jerry were involved. I think everybody at that, the adults in this particular situation, I think all of them were involved. Most of them have been silent, not because they wanted to, that they started talking and then they stopped or retracted all of their statements. Like it's been an odd situation. So both Kate and Jerry are or were medical doctors, but Kate had not practiced in some time because there was an argument of, why would two wealthy parents do something crazy to their child and yada, yada, yada. You're trying to find logic in an unlogical situation in a world that is not fair or just. So it's really hard to take any of that seriously and just kind of put a grain of salt to it because there's so many things that can happen. So I do believe that they had something to do with it. Do I think they killed her themselves? No. Do I think Madeline McCann is in this astral plane right now? No. I think she crossed over a long time ago. I feel like her parents had something to do with it, but I don't necessarily think they got their hands dirty in this situation. So this person, Christian B, really could have done it. I don't know. We're going to use the Haunted House deck today. Dark gravitates towards dark. So while I'm protected and fine, these cards will penetrate darkness, basically, so to say. It's hard to explain. So I'm just going to grab some random cards and we're going to go and see, is this the right person? Is this valid at all? If this has been an investigation that's been going on for a year, why is the public just hearing about it? I mean, it doesn't matter. Wow. So this actually reminds me of Lucifer. Lucifer means light bringer. I really do believe that there was a puppy, puppy break, puppy break. Okay. I really do think that somebody was used in this situation, and I do believe it was quite devilish. Like, everything that happened was upside down, backwards, wrong. Um, Very, like, if you look at the person's face here, it's very smug. Um, I I absolutely believe that this was almost Luciferian. And I'm not talking about, Church of Satan or anything like that. I'm talking about actual Luciferians. So yeah, I think there was a deal that was made, and it probably cost somebody something very steep, meaning their soul. So what I'm getting right now through these cards is yeah, somebody really believes with all of their might. If it's true or not, it doesn't matter. If it's true or not, this person believes that the devil is after him, that somebody is after his soul. He truly believes that there is a religious, spiritual consequence for the things that he has done. Now, like I said, this guy is accused of some pretty hefty things that R word, things like that, for several people that have nothing to do with the Madeline McCann case. So just kind of keep that in mind. He can definitely have a guilty conscience and be afraid of his mortal soul for absolutely nothing to do with any connection with this case at all. If he has any connection. I have literally never seen this card in my deck. So this, honestly, what I got is Kate. Her mother was the one that orchestrated all of this. This is definitely, um, it's a ritual. It's a female ritual. Like I said before, I'm pretty sure I've said before that I believe that there was something ritualized. I think that they paraded their daughter around. I feel like there was some serious deals made for this child. None of this was an accident. None of this was a kidnapping. It was all set up. All of it was to be like a kidnapping. Um, I don't. Malin, the last time somebody actually set eyes on her was about 24 hours before. Um, I mean, outside of the family and the people that she was with. So by like hotel and staff, it was about 24 hours before. So you kind of have to take their timeline with a grain of salt. Um, wow. So again, I do see regret in this face. I do see haunting. This is haunting look in her face. And I can't help but to notice the wine behind them, the very much like a sacrificial type thing. Um, Almost like it was a celebration, but at great cost. Great cost. And it cost her a lot. It cost Kate a lot more than what she realized. Um, this they kept her in almost like a frozen status. So, while uh, while Maddie was she was frozen, but she wasn't. So she was in a state of unconsciousness, not being able to move. People above her, around her, were still moving and walking around like everything was okay, but she knew on some level that something terrible was happening. And that's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate that she understood that. But it's like she was crying out for help and knowing that there were people above her, right around her, maybe in the same room, who she knew and she loved and she trusted, who were just making more noise, making more celebration noise, making deals, knowing full well that she was suffering almost like inside a box, then and ignoring it, even though she knew what was going on. Wow. I'm definitely getting it's so feminine energy, and I this is somebody that presents socially as a female. So if the I do think the deal was made via Kate. I completely think she's deranged. There's a lot about her and her belief system. I mean, this is like the infinity sign. Um, that she believes really sickly that a version of her daughter is going to come back to her in a different world. That's not the case. That's not what's going to happen. But everything that happened through the derangement of her mind was very much made into reality by her husband. So she kind of planned everything. He kind of got it's almost like he dealt with the fallout, but he was just as responsible as she was, except both of their hands are clean. Neither one of them actually did anything to hurt her, but they found somebody who would. Um, This is hard for me. This is the magician card. So this is something that I I hold very dear. And you've got the pagan protection symbol. You have a very natural stance here. It's a pentacle, so that represents coin. So there was money exchanged, but with ties. So I'm not taking this as the card that it says it is, but what it's showing is very much money was attached to this whole situation, but with a cost. And it's almost like you have poison ivy around your arm. Um, Conditions. There were conditions to this. If you go down, if I go down, you go down. If anybody figures out this, then I'm shoving you to the wolves, basically. But I still don't think it's this guy. I know apparently, again, I didn't read the articles because I didn't want to get super spoofed or anything, like having any, I don't know, spoofed is not the right word. I didn't want to have any preconceived notions. But I did see a couple of things that I can't take back, and part of it is what there's supposedly information out there that say he had nothing to do with it, like no forensic evidence or anything at all that's able to connect him to this case at all. But other places say he's a very viable suspect. So I guess it's half a dozen of one, six in the other, right? So this is a firestorm. This is truth. Truth is going to come at you, but it's only going to be a version of the truth. The truth is not real here. This is a version of the truth. You were not going to gain knowledge or facts out of this. You're going to get a very scripted, very annotated, very sliver of solemn truth coming out of this, but the truth is not real. So just keep in mind, whatever firestorm they're firing at us right now, whatever information that they're leaking or putting out there or saying, it's not real. It's not true. There's a sliver of truth in there, but the sliver of truth has been exponentially exaggerated. I feel this is like a cleansing, but I also am taking this as a drowning, because I feel like there's three hands here. It's almost like scrying, where you can see something in the water, which I don't know if that means there's like evidence by a water. I think that's too weak, to be honest. You can say something's by water anywhere, but this kind of just confirms my thoughts about this really being a religious ritual, an upside down ritual, a Luciferian ritual, something very bad, very upside down, very wrong, very purposeful. And these people are monsters. And when I'm speaking of these people, I mean the McCanns, I mean every adult that was there. Their children were innocent. It's still odd that they picked Madeline when there were twins that would not have fought back because of their age, and they are worth more usually than a child of that age. It also seems like the eye thing is, there's a video about that one of my videos about her eye that isn't actually true. It's very much some sort of ritual here. Isn't that interesting? There's the truth and there's the rat. So you can see the scales of truth are unbalanced, and the woman is feeding or giving attention to the rat. The pentacles represent money. I think someone has been paid to take the fall. Now, I don't necessarily think it's the person who is right now a suspect. I think he may be being set up by somebody, but there is somebody else out there who was involved, that definitely was involved, and they were paid for their silence. And this just tells me that, oh, there's two rats. Oh my God, there's so many rats. I didn't even notice that at first. Wow. Okay. Interesting. There's a lot of people who know the truth about this. There's a lot of people who know the truth about this. And um yeah, one person's being set up, but I don't think this guy has anything to do with it. Um is he going to get blamed for it? Possibly. Is he going to go away from it for it? Possibly. But he is not innocent. So the fact that I'm saying this guy may not be guilty of this particular crime, because I kind of feel like he's being set up, does not mean that he's a good person, nor has he um, been innocent of some pretty horrific crimes. And I do believe that he's being scapegoated because of the nature of his other crimes that he has been accused of, and this thing being put in and wrapped up in a nice tiny bow against this guy who um, has done some pretty horrific things. You know, it's just one other person that's going to be put away. And does it really matter if he did something to Madeline McCann or not when they have him on so many other things? And it's not going to change his trajectory, his outlook, his freedom. It's basically just like blaming another death of someone who is on death row. But they have nothing against that person that has physical evidence or anything like that. Now, I think there will be some sort of evidence, but it's going to be weak at best. But do I think they're going to try to make all of these charges stick to this guy? Yes. Do I think he did it? No. I think there's plenty of rats out there who know exactly what happened, and some of them are keeping each other in check. Um, I don't think the truth will ever come out. Um, there was a videotape of what happened, um, but I don't think that's ever going to come out. I don't feel like we will ever know the truth of what happened to Madeline McCann, and I, from my position, from what I see, I don't feel sorry for her parents because I believe that they caused it. Obviously, you guys are free to have your own opinions as well, and please, you know, feel free to leave those in the comment box. Everyone, please be civil. Or adults here. We can have a civil conversation. There's no reason to be rude or call people names or yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to stop this here because I've been rambling for a little bit. But yeah, I don't believe that this person of interest um, is actually a person of interest. I think he's going to take a fall. Um, and I think there was money exchanged, but I don't think it was exchanged with him. I keep getting like a mother, but maybe it's not his mother. A mother figure, somebody in his life that he needs to be taken care of financially. Um, they will never know. And money is going to them, help them with treatment. And he will confess to something. I think he's obviously going to confess to a whole bunch of other stuff, but I feel like he's going to have a false confession. I could be wrong about that, but you never know. So, I hope you guys like this video. Again, I know it's rambly. Sorry. It's just a lot, and I feel pretty consistent about the way I feel about the parents, especially Kate. I don't actually see any difference of my other readings that I remember. If you guys know, I don't remember the crap I say. I mean, I'm not saying it's crap. I just don't remember stuff I say after I do a reading. That's why I'm struggling now, is trying to recall something I said a couple of minutes ago to connect it. I can't remember. So I don't feel any different about the parents that I did before. I 100% believe they have something to do with it. I actually feel stronger about it now. And the people I feel sorry for are the very innocent people. So the siblings, the twin sister, brother and sister that lost their sister that night, they were in the room. I can't imagine what their life must be like now. They are probably, I don't know, 18 or older at this point. I mean, it's a lot to think about because they were just little babies when this happened, and they probably don't have any real living memories of their sister that isn't clouded by what happened to her. And that's unfortunate. So I feel sorry for those kids very, very much, and the innocent people that were involved in this situation. But there were plenty of people who manipulated and knew how to say yes and no and knew how to make things go away and make things happen. And um, there's just something very, very wrong with Kate McCann. Very wrong with her. All right, guys. Well, we'll stop that for here now, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, please subscribe, leave me a like, leave me a comment down below. It is a huge help. No pressure, but it is a huge help, and it really does support me and support this channel. So I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in this world. Remember, every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.